So she joined batch 4 and she cleared exam today. Many students were saying one thing to me, sir, when we will be sure that that we will clear the exam, right? Many of the you ask me, sir, when we will be sure that we will clear the exam. Day before yesterday, she was asking, I think I cannot clear the exam. What shall I do? And my answer, Nimra, what was my answer to your sister?
That you are pass.
Go and give the exam and you will pass.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy. Yesterday, she even went to work, right? And she slept nearly at 1 a.m. at her time. I asked her, hey, what is the time? When is the exam? She told me it is 9 a.m. I said, close everything, go and have a sleep. But I'm sure with the intensity she was preparing. Nimra, when do you sleep last night?
Like I slept around 1 a.m. and I was still motivated to study more, and Amir forced me to just go sleep, and I thought, okay,
Yeah,
let's just.
yeah. Okay, Nimra, why don't you share your entire journey?
Yes, sure. Okay, so I joined Amir's batch in March, and I was free those days, and I started thinking to utilize my time in something good. And I saw Amir on LinkedIn, and I always knew that I can do it, but I wanted someone to push me and to motivate me. And when I saw Amir, and I thought he's the right person, and he can motivate me, and I used to look motivated more than me, so I thought he's the right person. So I immediately approached Amir, and he told me that my batch is starting and you can join then. And I took Amir's classes, and I could not take some classes, but I used to regularly watch those recording, and I went through those recordings, and I did prepared a lot. And from last 4 months I was studying, and I did studied a lot. I won't say that I passed the exam in 4 weeks and 3 weeks. I did studied for good 4 months, and then always I followed those steps which Amir told me, and I passed the exam. That's it.
How did you pass in 4 months? You joined in batch 4.
Yeah, it was March, I believe.
Yeah, April.
April? So like three
End of
months or
April,
yeah.
and you did not even join some of the
Yeah.
class, so almost 3 months. Yeah,
Yes.
but your schedule is very tough. I want to discuss a
Yes.
little bit more about so your schedule is kind of very tough, right?
Yes, because I am working also, 9 to 5 shift, and then
Mm.
you have to manage your home and other things along with this study journey. When you are in the working state, then it was not easy for me because I was giving an exam or for like studying after a long time. So it was also something new for me, but I always knew that I can do it, and Amir was the one who proved it right, and who helped me, motivated me. And today I would also like to congratulate Amir as well, because he pushed me towards this and he helped me achieve this.
Okay, great. That is really awesome. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the exam. How did you manage time in the exam? Can you walk us through the exam, please?
Yes, please. Actually, the as you told me that the first section might be a little difficult, but for me, the first section was totally normal. Like it was not difficult. It was okay. Like I did not faced any difficulty, and in fact, I completed the first section in the 75 minutes. I had 10 minutes left, and then I reviewed all the questions, and then the the formula which you told, that 85 minutes, 80, 75, 75. And then the other section, the second section, was a little bit difficult, I would say. And in that section I invested like 80 minutes instead of 75. And then the in the last section, third section, I completed it timely. So for me, the second section was a little bit difficult, I would
Mm.
say. And it might be because the first section was easy and I was a little, relaxed. And then uh,
Possible.
I then paced it up in the third section.
Yeah, yeah, possible. Okay, that's good. Okay, which area of the exam was more dominant in your exam?
Okay, so I believe that the team section and the stakeholder section
Mm,
was more dominant than any other
mm,
section, I believe.
mm.
And Mm, yeah, there were very less questions regarding cost.
What
Some
about
of the
agile?
more questions were,
What about agile?
yes, obviously agile. Every question was based on agile and hybrid,
Hmm.
and like you are shifting from agile hybrid to,
Hmm.
yeah, predictive to agile. Such sort of questions. There were a lot of questions, and one thing I would like to share that, in fact, like 20 to 25 questions, I would say they were from clearly and totally from the mocks that you
Okay,
gave us.
that 20 questions are there. You need to tell me which one I will
Mm.
remove them. Okay, so Nimra, let's talk about a little bit more about 180 question, comparing it with 180 questions. The 180 mocks that you did, how would you
Mm.
compare the difficulty level of those 180 mocks, especially mock 4 and 5 and this exam?
Um, I would say they were almost same, and maybe the 180 mocks were a little difficult, but exam was for me. I don't know. I did prepared a lot, or I did all of your mocks twice. Maybe that just because of that, exam
and
was a
still
little easy for
and
me,
and
and I
still
don't
you are
know.
not
Yes.
uh, uh, you are not, like I said you last week, uh, give the exam, and you still were reluctant to do that, right? You are still reluctant to.
Yes,
Okay.
still I was not sure.
Yeah, yeah. You need to trust me. If 300 people are clearing, why can't you? Everybody. Like if I'm telling
Yes,
you, go ahead. Like this year, 300 have cleared, yeah. Okay, Nimra,
I was just overthinking.
yeah,
Hmm.
how many formula questions were there?
I think there was not a single question. I don't remember. There was no question of formula. Like,
No
I
formula
don't
question.
remember.
How many drags and drop
Hmm.
questions?
Yeah, I had like 4 to 5 drag and drop questions,
Hmm.
and mostly they were related to. I remember one was like the political awareness, cultural awareness, and negotiation. These were four, and
Hmm.
you had to drag and drop. And other was like that. I think it's in the risks chapter. Maybe I
Hmm.
was not. I think I did it wrong. Like
Hmm.
proximity and
Yeah, we solved that drag and
dormancy.
drop
This
question
thing.
in the coaching call. In
Yes,
two, we solved the
but
same drag and drop which you are
um,
referring,
yeah.
like in last two PMP marathons. I guess you did
Okay.
not join them. Maybe?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's discuss the most important thing now. What is your number one findings for those who are preparing the PMP exam? How should they prepare? What would you say them? Because all these people, they have day four, so they are just starting their journey, right? So what would be your
Hmm.
advice to them? Nimra, you muted yourself, sister.
Okay. I would suggest them to just, as Amir says, that like I don't remember, one is better than zero. So
One is
just
greater
don't
than
stop
zero.
studying.
Yeah.
Yeah, one is better than zero. So in even if you have a busy schedule, even if you have other priorities, like if you want to do it, just prioritize it. And I remember I missed many of my family functions, gatherings, and I used to study. Even like I didn't used to study for hours. I used to study 30 minutes every day. Like before sleeping every day, I used to study 30 minutes, and that
Okay.
was, I think, okay. And
Okay.
s- hmm,
Okay. Let's talk a little bit more about if someone is preparing right now and they want to clear in
hmm,
4 weeks, how would you make their
hmm.
roadmap?
I would just first of all suggest them to invest more time, obviously.
Again?
uh, yes, and like this is the key. I think if they can invest more time, they can do mocks, they can go through all the recordings or sessions, and just to know about their status and
Mm,
where they are standing. You should attend the coaching calls as well.
mm,
I used to attend coaching calls just to know where I am standing, and like where to compare myself with the other candidates, that what's my understanding level. And other than that, I daily used to check LinkedIn to see that I'm post daily questions, and I used to solve that question daily.
mm.
And these are the things which I did.
Guys, do you have any question that you would like to ask Nimra? She cleared
uh,
PMP like few
and
hours
one
back.
more thing, that
Yeah.
RCA, I did a lot of RCA, and after every mock, I had made two sections of people's mock and process mock, and with people, two documents I had. for the people and for the process. And I had almost like 5 to 600 RC, and I used to go through them after a few days, just to keep them in my mind, so that I can not repeat that mistake.
Hmm. Thank you very much for sharing that, guys. If you have any question, you are more than welcome to jump in and ask your questions. You can raise your hands or put your questions in the chat box. The lady just cleared PMP. We cannot have better uh, explanation just right now. How, whatever the questions you have, you can ask her, and then we will continue to our class. Amza, you have a question, or is a thumbs up for congratulations? Okay, I guess I have already.
Just
Okay. I guess I have already asked all the question. Nimra, two, three things I want. You know how important my mastermind group is, right? 24/7 they are answering. So I want you to do the same
Exactly.
thing as Hassan Trimzi is doing, as Annam is doing, as Venkat is doing,
Hmm.
as other students are doing. So each one teach one is the mantra of the game. That's why I always say, that's what I always request. And I hope you do the same thing. That is the first thing. Secondly, make 10 questions we will be using
Hmm.
in them in the PMP marathon. Okay. Thank you, Nimra. Thank
Sh-
you very much.
Sure.
Thank you.